Hi, it's Laura McMeeking, your Usborne Books and More independent consultant, here for another Fangirl Friday. Today, for Fangirl Friday, I have chosen one of our favorite sets or collections, and that is the Usborne Very First Reading Set. And as you can see, it's pretty large. There are 15 books in this set, and they're hardback books. Um, and we actually received this set um, before I decided to become a consultant. And this is actually one of the reasons I decided to become a consultant. So here you can see it comes in a box and the 15 hardback books as well as a parent guide. And there is an accompanying website. It's veryfirstreading.com that also has more tips and tricks for parents, explains synthetic phonics, which is what this series is based on, and offers some print-offs that you can do, additional activities and puzzles that you can have your kids do. So I'm going to open up one of these books so you can see what it looks like. Before I do that, I wanted to say that books 1 through 7 are for the readers who are really just starting out, and as you're going to see, those are dual readers. So the expectation is that the parent will be reading part of the story and the child will be reading the other part. And as they go up in the book, so as they go from 1 to 7, the reading gets more challenging for the child and the parent kind of backs off a little bit more. And then levels 8 through 15 are offer a little bit more of a challenging read for the child, and it's for children who are building confidence. And so the idea is that the child reads the story with some input and help from the parent. So I'll put the set aside and look at the first book here is Pirate Pat. And a couple of things I wanted to point out is that in the beginning there are some information about what each of the books contains. And then at the end, if you flip to the back, there are guidance notes for parents that talk about the letter sounds that will be covered in the book for the children's parts. So as you go along, also there's always a how this book works with a picture from that particular book. And then when you get to the story, you'll see that on the right-hand side is the parent part. So the text is slightly smaller, it's a little more complicated. And on the left-hand side, you see bigger letters and simpler words. So in this case, it's the night was cold, the sky was black, the window rattled, and then the child would say tap, tap, tap. Or if they're first learning out, like my daughter did when she started this, she would sound it out. So tap, 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 tap. And every page is like that. So there's a parent side and a child side. And the great thing is that you get a more robust story. So it's a more interesting story than in some of the other early reading series from other publishers, which are also great, and we have used those as well. And the stories just tend to be much simpler because the child reads the whole book and they're limited on the letter sounds and the types of words they can put into the sentences for those books. And again, as the child goes up in the series of books, the reading gets a little bit more difficult and they bring in more reading concepts. Also, at the back of every book, there are puzzles. So in this particular one, they ask the child to look at the pictures and tell you what's going on. So it's reading comprehension, as well as at the end, what do you think happened next? So it's asking them to make up some more of the story. And then this is another example of a puzzle where they have to sound out the words and figure out which word matches the picture best. So they have lots of different types of puzzles in these books. And because they're quite long, this one's 22 pages. If you don't get all the way through, maybe your child gets tired, and that's totally okay. You don't want to push your child when they're learning how to read. There are these nice ribbons in each of the books that help you keep your place. So my daughter absolutely loves this series. We keep this in her bedroom, and she likes to read it as she's falling asleep. And when it's the early ones, she actually does her part of the reading. On the later ones, she likes to look at the pictures and kind of guess what's going on and sound out some of the words. So here's an example of book 8, which is the first in that kind of confidence building part of the set. And so you can see the letters are slightly larger here, and the text has gotten a little bit more difficult. And these are for children who have been reading a little bit more and they're wanting to build some confidence. So this is the Usborne very first reading set. I cannot tell you enough about how amazing this set is. I absolutely love it. It was a gift for us, and it was probably one of the best gifts we've received. There's a new series coming out that includes all of these books as well as 2 other sets of books in paperback form, so you should keep an eye out for those. But this is the Usborne very first reading Give the Gift of Reading set, and you can check out the companion website in the comments below. And also, if you want to check out this book on my e-store, that link is below too.